Star Music International, our international label under Star Music. Of course, sobrang kaming proud kay Jayda kasi she's not just a singer but she's a producer, songwriter, and this particular project na binubuo namin, itong EP ni Jayda na In My Room, lahat ng songs sinulat ni Jayda, all original songs, co-produced by her, and syempre, kinanta niya rin na napakaganda. Her voice is exceptional. She's a very exceptional singer. And she's gonna talk to us about sa process niya ng pagsusulat ng kanta and yung production process. So, later then, ipipreview natin yung music video ng first single niya, yung Text. So, it's the first single from the upcoming EP of 5 songs na all performed, written, and co-produced by Jayda. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're very proud to present to you our newest prodigy artist, Jayda.
Hi guys, thank you so much for coming.
Okay, Jayda, can you talk about your first single, Text?
Okay, so basically, like Kuya Jonathan said, In My Room is a concept album, and I came up with the title because I produce and wrote a lot of the music in my room, and I have fun fact is I have a studio in my room, and that's where I created a lot of the EP. And I felt like I wanted to call it In My Room because not only because I did it in my room, but because I felt like it was the kind of vibe and the relationship I wanted to create with my listeners, because a room is a very personal space, and that's the kind of, like I said, the kind of vibe that I wanted to create with my listeners, like something really personal, and I'm letting them into my own perspective and space. So yeah, and so the first single is called Text. It's a song about what do you call this? How do we say this? It's about when you think you have a connection with someone, but you realize like they kind of leave you hanging there. And it's about being ghosted by someone. Ghosted is like millennial slang for, like I said, when someone, what do you call this? How do I say this? I'm so sorry. Makes that, you think you guys have that connection, but they kind of just leave you hanging there. And I wanted to talk about that in the song, and I felt like because texting is really relevant nowadays, and it's a very universal topic, like you don't really have to speak English to be able to understand.
Pag sinabing ghosted, di ba ghosted na si scene zone lang lahat?
Yeah, scene zone na parang biglang iniwan ka na lang, gano'n. Parang feeling ko kasi parang maraming makaka-relate dyan, and people of my generation, I feel like I said, it's very relevant nowadays, so I wanted to write about that. And I felt like the reason why we chose that as the first single was because I felt like it represented me as an artist, and it was a perfect kind of introduction into the EP. And it's pop, and I am a pop artist, and it really showcases that. And it also showcases me as a lyricist and me as a songwriter.
Okay, let's introduce your video now.
Yeah.
JP and Jayda. Okay, feel free to ask.
How old are you now?
14. I'm 14.
Where do you get your inspiration?
Where
Despite that you are not yet in love, di ba?
Hindi naman po, hindi pa po. My inspiration, I guess, are you talking about this one in particular?
In particular song, this particular song.
Sa song na
Do you
to.
experience this one?
Fiction daw ba to?
I'll tell you when I'm 18 po. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Honestly, I prefer not to say just because I want my listeners to relate the song to their own experiences. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you never experienced that somebody...
Well, I never said that. I'm kidding. No, my parents might be watching. Secret lang natin. Sa atin-atin lang po.
Atin lang naka-video.
Naka-video po, pero atin-atin lang.
How does it feel, finally?
I mean, I'm sorry?
How does it feel, finally, eto na, I've seen your journey, yung the songwriting and all, then now talagang nag-materialize na.
I know, it's it's unreal and the most exhilarating feeling ever, because I've been working towards this day for nearly 2 years now, and I started writing this this EP about 2 years ago. I started songwriting as a whole 2 years ago. I wrote my first song when I was 12 years old, and it's like I said, it's one of the most amazing feelings in the world that I finally get to share this with all of you, and this means so much to me. This this EP is super personal to me, and being able to share it with you guys is just, it's like a dream come true for me. So.
You have an archive of so many songs already, right?
Yeah, I do.
So, like, how many from that songs are going to be recorded?
On the EP? Just on the EP or
for the full
future?
album?
Well, kasi I've written a lot of songs. I've written enough to actually make an album, but I personally, we made this decision to start off with an EP because I wanted to put the songs that I wrote as a 12 and 13-year-old in one album, and I wanted to separate that from my songs that I've written as a 14-year-old going on 15-year-old now, because I felt like as a songwriter, my style has been changing and it's been evolving. So I think, but hopefully, you know, for future releases, I'm gonna be putting out some more. And of course, meron akong mga baong na kanta, and I hope to share that with you guys really soon.
Is this single part of your old recording, or?
I'm sorry?
Part of the first few songs that she actually
part
wrote.
of the first few songs. Like, I wrote text back in
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
Sabi ko nga parang, so ibig sabihin 12 years old na,
I was freshly 13 actually.
So sabi ko parang hindi sinulat ng 12 years old. No. Nung una actually, we met almost 2 years ago, no?
Yeah.
Almost 2 years ago. Kasi syempre an artist, talagang hindi maaalis yung pagka-overprotective sa work. Lalo na si Jayda is a very young, passionate artist. And I've been convincing her to release the songs na. Sabi ko, Jayda, kung nakakasulat ka ng ganito kagandang kanta at 12, sabi ko, for sure yung masusulat mo pagdating mo ng 15, 17, mas maganda pa kasi sobrang blown away ako sa quality ng songwriting, yung craftsmanship ni Jayda at that age. Sabi ko, ibang level. So, na-excite ako sa papaninig niya sa aking mga songs. What more ang magiging kung paano pa yung magiging journey niya as a songwriter kung ganito na yung level ng songwriting niya at this age. Kaya sabi ko, Jayda, ilabas mo na yung mga kanta mo na yan. Wag mo nang, kasi natatakot siya, ayaw niyang ilabas eh. Gusto niyang i-hold back muna to herself. Dami niyang apprehension. Sabi niya, ilabas mo muna and mark this period in your life, in your career na ito yung mga nasulat mong kanta during itong period ng life mo na to, 12, 13, 14. Kasi sabi ko, for sure, yung mga magagawa mo pang kanta after this, mas magaganda pa yan. Given na lalo na yung mga next songs ni Jayda, sabihin niya, talaga bang 12 years old yung sumulat nito? Parang nasa 20s na yung level ng ganyan.
How many songs na yun?
5 songs yung ilalabas.
5 songs.
So finally, after several meetings, with Jayda, na-convince ko. So, syempre, ang hirap din naman ng artist na ilalabas mo, para mo siyang ninakawan ng kayamanan, di ba? Ng creative wealth. Kung against sa kanya na ilabas yung mga songs. So, finally, Jayda decided to release this EP in my room na ma-showcase niya to the world, to the audience, yung expression niya as that 13-year-old kid inside her room. So, ayun yung mga songs na lumabas, and very talagang gagawin lang ng isang child prodigy na tulad ni Jayda. Pag narinig niyo yung 5 songs,
5 lang ba yun or marami pang mga hindi pa inilalabas? 5 lang talagang ilalabas?
Meron siyang mga iba pang songs na I'm convincing her to put out. Like sabi niya, it's too bubblegum for her, pero sabi ko, I like it, it's very commercial. Ayaw niyang ilabas. Pero I'm gonna convince her to release it. Marami
We're
mga songs.
still debating over that.
Pero Jayda, how many songs do you write already? Since 12 or since?
Honestly, I've lost count. I have enough to make an album, more than enough to make an album, definitely. But like I said, we decided to release these 5 songs first because I felt like they represented me during that time in my life from being 12 to 13. So we wanted to put that out first and kind of get it out of the way, and then
Jayda, being the daughter of Ding Dong and Jessa. Is there any pressure?
I think there is a certain amount of pressure, but I don't like to let it get to me. I mean, it's good that I'm aware of it though, and I'm aware of people's expectations of me, but I feel like I try to use it as motivation for myself to strive to do better, and I'm focusing on honing myself as an artist and staying true to myself.
Is there a particular song that you can offer your parents?
Sa ngayon wala pa po eh. Pero siguro darating din po sa punto na makakasulat po ang kanta para sa kanila. I'd love to.
Did your parents already heard the songs na influence you?
Opo.
How did they react?
Well,
Since
they...
medyo ano siya, parang about love life. Parang na-rotten mo?
No, hindi naman po. Like, you know what? I'm very blessed to have parents who are super understanding because they're artists themselves, so they completely understand where I'm coming from, and it doesn't really bother them. Although, syempre, minsan magtatanong yung daddy ko po, so sabihin niya na, anong pinaghuhugutan mo dito? May pinagdadaanan ka ba? Hindi po ganun. Pero, what do you call this? They're very supportive, and I'm really blessed to have supportive parents na who are with me every step of the way, and they really are supportive of me staying true to myself as an artist. Yeah.
How do you separate yourself as an artist and daughter?
Separating myself, honestly, hindi ko po masyadong iniisip na I don't really strive like, oh yeah, I have to separate myself. I mean, because I feel like that'll come eventually. Right now I'm focusing more on establishing myself as an artist, and I guess that's probably how I will separate myself from being just the daughter. Not that there's anything wrong with that per se, but obviously I'd like to make a name for myself, and I'd like to be known for my craft.
You mentioned she's also a producer.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate? Paano yung naging process mo as a producer?
As a producer, well, kasi I use what do you call this? For a lot of for some of the backing vocals, like for this track, for Text in particular, the backing vocals for that, I recorded it in my room because I have a studio set up there. It's like really cool. Like I use this software called Logic Pro X, and then that's basically my process. Usually when I write my songs, I start them out on a guitar or a piano because those are the instruments that I play. And then usually, like, my producer the producer in me kind of, producer instincts kind of kicks in, and then I start to think of like, okay, what kind of drums do I see? Like, I can visualize what kind of arrangement that I want. And obviously I talked to Kuya John about it, who's my producer, and personally we have like, I like to think we have good chemistry working together. And then he's super, what do you call this? He's super conscious of me as an artist. Like, he totally gets that side of me, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Jonathan as a producer.
Yeah, as a producer. Co-producer. My youngest co-producer. Si Jayda. Actually, ang naging process ko kay Jayda, tinatranslate ko lang kung ano yung nasa head niya eh. Kasi siya, malinaw kasi si Jayda, sobrang clear sa kanya in her mind kung ano yung gusto niya maging tunog as an artist. So, as an experienced producer, I try to translate it kung ano man yung nasa head niya, kung ano yung naririnig niya. And then, ayun yung ina-execute namin sa studio, kung ano yung magiging final na arrangement, kung ano yung final treatment, the way the mix would sound, ano yung mga idadagdag na instruments, ano yung idadagdag na elements. Pero everything, lahat ng idea na yan na ina-execute ko, nanggagaling pa rin talaga kay Jayda. Siya yung driver, yung creative driver ng buong project.
Mas madali ba yung agreement since she's also the producer?
Yeah.
Or paano nag-divide yung producer position yung dalawa?
Ako since na Jayda is a very young artist, I'm there to guide her, to mentor her on the process. Pero I make sure na yung concept, yung idea ng song, hindi nawawala, hindi siya lost in translation kung paano ko na-translate yung idea coming from Jayda. So lagi ko naman kina-confirm from her, Jayda, ito ba yung vision mo for the track? Ito ba yung gusto mo talaga mangyari na tunog na sound? So, i-confirm niya lang din yun with me na, yeah, iyan yung vision ko, yan. So, that's how our partnership works. Hindi ko dinidictate sa kanya yung sound. Jayda, ito yung sound, ito yung gusto ko mangyari. No, it doesn't work that way. So, kinukuha ko, dino-draw out ko yung idea from her, and I execute it.
How about the parents? May say ba sila sa album or totally hands up sila?
They do definitely have a say. I mean, I value their opinion. And they like to pitch in every now and then because they're artists, and I do value their opinion, like I said. So I guess they have, I like to take their input into factor when making decisions, like both creatively and in terms of promo decisions and things like that. Yeah, I'd say that they're involved in that way as well.
But in terms of the album, may influence ba sila? Or totally ikaw lang
Moral
talaga?
support.
Moral support. Actually, there are a couple of tracks that about 2 tracks that I wrote with my dad there. So I guess that's how he was involved, and my mom has her own creative inputs, and yeah, I guess that's how they influenced me with that in the album.
Jayda, who influences you the most when it comes to your music style or writing style?
Siguro as a singer, as a vocalist, siguro si Katy Perry, Christina Aguilera, Perry Edwards of Little Mix, that sort of thing. Gusto ko po talaga yung mga malalaking boses. I really like that. And as a songwriter, si Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran are my biggest influences. They really inspired me to start songwriting, and also Tori Kelly. She inspired me to really pick up my guitar again and really hone my skills.
Sino to?
Okay. Okay, sige. Guys, so I'm gonna make you...
We're gonna let you listen to a very confidential track. This is her next single, but it's not yet out. But, yeah.
Yeah, so let's keep it confidential. Let's not record it first, guys. Confirm mo na to.